Taurus. I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for November 2015. This month, my guides told me to lay out your card spread in a rainbow or arc pattern. I'm also going to read an additional card at the end of the reading, like I did last month, from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses cards, and we'll see what messages come up for you after that. The first card you have in your reading today, Taurus, you have the Emperor. And the Emperor to me is a card that symbolizes a parental, a paternal figure that is crossed over into the spirit world that is watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you. This could be a grandfather, a father, or a great-grandfather that's kind of become one of your spirit guides. So he's the first card that shows up in this November reading for you. I hear you've got a lot on your mind and nothing is settled right now for you. You've turned a corner, however, but there's still a lot of ups and downs that you have to contend with. I feel that October was a much more bumpy month for you. And I feel that once you get start sailing through the month of November, things will smooth out for you in a better way. You're going to be in more harmony with others, and you're going to be gathering a lot of information from other people. I hear you're tired of the same old routine and you want to break out of that rut. In the beginning of the month of December, you're going to have to do a lot of quick thinking and think fast on your feet, because some things are going to jump up or come at you, or decisions you're going to have to make in December are going to push you to feel like you got to like bob and weave, dodge and weave. You've got to make some quick fancy footwork and some decisions. You're going to enter a phase for some of you are going to enter a phase and start a course or start down a path of spiritual development. This is going to take place starting in the month of December, or actually in this month of November, moving through December and even into January. Some of you are going to learn Reiki, study Reiki, and get certified in Reiki. This is going to help you channel your energies in a positive way, because I feel like many of you Tauruses have been stuck, or there's been some energy that's been stuck inside you. So even if you yourself don't study Reiki or learn Reiki, you'd be very well advised to receive Reiki, because you have some blocks and stuck energy that needs to move. And I hear many of you are changing your thinking patterns. For many of you Tauruses, Christmas time will be a really special time for you, because I pick up travel arrangements. Like a lot of you are going to be traveling. And this isn't necessarily just to do with family, like not necessarily going to visit family members. And interesting, some of you are really going to educate yourself. It's like developing your tastes in the more finer things in life, like studying or learning or getting interested in fine wine or different types of music than you've normally listened to, like listening to jazz or listening to classical music. Not saying you haven't liked it before or been interested in it before, but it's like you're delving into and learning more about these areas and like getting into it, like learning about different grapes and different vineyards, and learning about different composers and listening to different music than you would normally listen to. And for some of you Tauruses, you've got a lot of high chemistry, romantic energy, sexual energy going on around you around the Christmas time area in the 20s, between starting around the 17th of the month of December and moving on through Christmas and into the new year. And I feel that a lot of joys and happiness follow this, because I feel like for some of you, and it is a general reading, so it's not going to make sense to all of you. As you know, I always say, But I do feel that a new relationship, for those of you that have been wanting one and are single, um, new relationship comes up for you in this time frame I'm talking about, like mid-December moving forward. And I feel that this is a really significant romantic relationship. I feel for some of you Tauruses, you may also, this isn't all of you, but for some of you, there may be someone that you have to let go of. And I don't mean in a relationship sense of a romance. If any of you have someone that's been ill for a while in your life, or very elderly and not doing well, there may be a passing that you're going to have a hard time letting go of. Like somebody may be passing. And it's actually an impetus for you to really change your life in a dramatic way, because I feel like you're going to start looking at life in a different way, Taurus. I feel for many of you, you're going to see life is too short. I want to enjoy my life. I have to live my life to the fullest. I see these thoughts like generating at this time. And I also feel that for some of you, you really do start to take your life in a whole new direction. And for those of you Tauruses that are married, I see conversations going back and forth between you and your spouse about maybe investing in a vacation home or a timeshare, like buying a lake house or a beach house, or, a timeshare on an island or something. I see, like, for the married and couple Tauruses, you're really thinking about, also still about how to improve and enrich your life, in that, and that's one of the directions I see you looking into. And the next card you have in this layout today, Taurus, for November 2014, you have the Two of Rods. And the Two of Rods, interestingly enough, does make a lot of sense with what the guides were just talking about. This is a card to me that symbolizes partnership. It can be partnership in a romance. It can be a partnership with a business. This card can sometimes indicate that you're involved with someone that's giving you some love, affection, and attention, but not all, because he's got his mind, or she has their mind focused on, and distracted on other things. It can mean that. But generally, to me, it's a positive card indicating a partnership, a successful partnership, either in business or romance. For those of you single Tauruses, you're going to take a jump start to your love life. A whole new love life comes in. For those of you that are coupled and already married, I feel that you are really settled into the relationship, and it's very comfortable. I don't see rockiness for married Tauruses right now, not in this layout. It's a comfortable, easygoing time where it's like you're satisfied in a matrimonial sense or coupled sense if you're a coupled Taurus. I feel you do have a lot to figure out for coming up, because finances are also, I see it on your mind and like high on your list of things that you want to focus on and sort out. For those of you Tauruses that have been seeking new employment, I get a new employment or job opportunity. Looks like it's going to be coming to you in the month of December, seems to be the early part. You're going to be talking to somebody who's going to be giving you a leg up, or a new standing, or a new position. It definitely is showing up here. See, I feel like for some of you Tauruses, you really have had to take a back seat and watch a lot of other people around you rise to some successes, and you've been like kind of like on hold and waiting, like saying, what about me? When's my time return? See, I feel like now is your time. You're going to be coming into an improved status, not only in your position at work, but in the way you're going to be living. For you, May, June, July, and August are really highlighted for your financial situation in your picture to be like revved up. I'm seeing it spinning. Like that's when it's really rolling. Not to say it's not improving before that, but that's when you're really moving and shaking with some good income flow. There's a great event happening for some of you in the month of August, and those of you that are single and getting married again, either for the second time or the first time, I feel like that will be a time for some of you Tauruses that you're going to be getting married. There's going to be a grandmother that comes in for you young Tauruses that's going to help pay for some of the events that are going to go on at that time. She's very wise, and she's also going to impart a lot of wisdom on you too. She has a lot of words of wisdom for you moving forward. I feel she has your best interests at heart. She's a very good soul, and she's really watched over you with pride and protection. And she might be involved with music, because I'm getting the piano connected to do with her, or music in some way is important to her. She may sing also. I know that's a weird prediction, but it's a psychic reading and you never know what they're going to say. What can I tell you, Taurus? What can I tell you? If you're not getting married in August, there are other Tauruses that are going to be celebrating engagements. And that is coming up in the summertime, June, July, August, any one of those months in that time frame. So some of you Tauruses that are single, either for the first, second, or third time around, are going to be getting married in August. For those of you that are single, some of you will be getting engaged in those months. Some of you Tauruses are going to be experiencing a baby being born to you or your family, someone near and dear to you and your family, at Christmas time. This is going to be a happy, joyous time and occasion, and there's going to be a lot of celebration. For those of you where a baby was recently born, I feel there will be a christening around the time of Christmas, because I'm seeing like a big celebration and a big gathering. And it's something to do with the birth of this child. Either it's a christening or a baptism, or the child is born at that time. So right around the Christmas time events, December 24th, or like through the 27th, the 23rd through the 27th, something is happening in relation to that. Okay, for some of you, someone out there is going to be getting invited to go to see the governor of where you live. Maybe attending even a very big party or a Christmas time event at a governor's mansion. I feel that you are going to be offering a leg up to a campaign and offering your political views and opinions, but I feel you get involved in some sort of political agenda or campaign. The next card you have in your reading, my dear Taurus, is in the crowning position of the rainbow spread. You have the Six of Rods, and the Six of Rods to me is a victory. It can also symbolize a Leo male. For those of you Tauruses that have had a difficult time getting over a love relationship that broke your heart, I feel that finally you're able to do that and close the door behind you, because for many of you, it is that you've met somebody new and now you're able to shut the door. This meeting the new person finally gets you to shake the other person that hurt you out of your hair. Again, they go to the summertime reference, and for some of you, the marriage thing keeps coming up over and over again in the summertime months. I know we're in November, but the guides do like to predict. Even the words eloping comes in. So it just comes up in so many different ways. For those of you where the job change came up, I do feel that you are not only going to be making more money, you are actually going to be handling and dealing with money. And some kind of loan or grant is going to come through. This month of November is really all about change and how you're going to be doing things differently. I feel that for many of you, this process actually started of change at the end of the month of October. It started to occur in the last week, especially from the 28th to the 31st. It started. And I feel that this job opportunity, that's what comes up so strongly for November and December, that something you've been waiting for to open up finally opens up for you. I feel that the earliest you're going to hear about this opening up is going to be the 15th of November. Moving forward into December, you're going to hear that it opens up. And I feel like it's weird, like almost like there was like a competition or not a contest, but like competitiveness for this job. But I feel like you win it hands down. Like there isn't really competition for you in regard to this. You're going to really show everybody what you can do, because I feel you're going to be in a very big leadership role. They say, no pun intended, because you're Taurus, you're going to take the bull by the horns, and you are really going to be charging forward and leading this business or company, whatever it is, forward. You're going to be having a lot to do with projects and developments. And for those of you that are going to be working or dealing with the stock market, I feel like that will be improving and on the upswing in the month of November, this month, towards the end. There's going to be a rush of activity and a flurry of excitement. For some of you, you're going to be giving money over to charity, a charity that's near and dear to your heart. It might have to do with cancer funding or cancer research. Wow, for whoever Tauruses I'm reading, you're really going to be rolling up your sleeves and, playing with the big boys out there. Like, this is a big job. I feel like you're going to be making a lot of maybe investment deals or just so many things are involved with it. Finances, stocks, making the company move forward. It's such a leadership role. I feel that you're going to get kudos from the higher ups, and you're actually going to get promoted again. In a year and a half, from 2 years from when you start this job, they say you're going to be moved up and be sitting in the catbird seat. So know that the higher ups are really focusing on you and watching you at this time, and that everything you're going to do is going to fall into place for you. You're going to bring a lot of income very fast and furious, and trading and business deals for yourself and others. So the financial picture is really looking up for you, Tauruses. There's a lot of things happening. And for many of you, this is going to enable you to pay back loans, college loans, any kind of debts that you've had outstanding. You're going to be satisfying them. It's like you're under this umbrella of like financial abundance right now, and job improvement, financial. Tauruses are definitely having a good spell of it coming up, romantically speaking, and financially and business-wise. Now, the next card you have here, Taurus, is the Knight of Rods. And the Knight of Rods is a fire sign male. This would either be a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries. This could be his rising sign, his sun sign, his moon sign, or just predominant in his natal chart. The Knight of Rods is somebody that's usually very good in business, a good communicator. He makes a lot of action. He can take a lot of action steps, make things happen. He's on the go. Lots of people like him. On the negative side of the Knight of Rods, sometimes he can take off in a relationship and leave a relationship hanging if he can't deal with it emotionally. And if he has trouble at work, he can just drop it and leave. Or, he can have a hot temper too, because he's a fire sign, so he can have a hot temper. But let's hear why he showed up for you. You're going to be talking to somebody who's going to give you special insight into finances. This man has a lot of ideas, and he wants to put you on the map. He's really going to lead you down the path and put you where you want to be and where he wants to see you. I feel that this guy has a really sharp image. He's a sharp dresser, and he's like very well put together. You like how he handles things and handles problems. He is the guy that's going to really help you out and give you a leg up in your financial standings. He thinks you've got what it takes to make things happen and succeed. For some of you that are involved in law, I feel he might even set you up as a partnership in a law firm, because that does come up here as well. See, he's a guy that sees things through. He does not drop the ball or let things hang. He sees things through to the end. Mathematics and problem solving circle around this man. He is the key to giving you the financial standing you always wanted. For some of you older Tauruses out there, this is actually your grandson. For the older Tauruses. For the younger Tauruses in the business world, he's the guy that promotes you and gives you your job. For those of you that he's not the boss, you're very proud of him. He's a stable, grounded guy, and his fellowship with others, his family, his friends, his coworkers, is very big. Like, he's a good, solid, upstanding guy. He doesn't like to deal with trivial nonsense. He wants you to succeed, and for some reason, he's in a hurry for you to do so, Taurus. So this is somebody significant to you, no matter which way you cut it. If you're the one, he's your boss. He wants you to succeed. He's going to make sure you make good money and will promote you eventually, a year to a year and a half from now, even higher up than what you're going to be doing now. And he gives you all the tricks of the trade and insights. If he's your grandson, you're going to be very proud of him because he's become the man you've always hoped he would be. He's going to talk to you at some point. For those of you that he's your son or grandson, I can't pick it up more as a grandson. He's going to talk to you about giving it all up and moving south. I don't know what that means, and that's not for all of you. Because I feel like he wants to retire early. So the big push for success, he's really driven for that right now. He's like in the hotbed of it. So for those of you that you're going to work with him, you're like going along in his whirlwind, okay? So now, the last card that's in your rainbow arc here is you have the Fool, Taurus. Now, the Fool is the card that symbolizes to me starting out on a new path and a new journey. And you have to be careful that you're not putting on rose-colored glasses or being too naive, because you don't want to get taken advantage of on this new journey. For those single Tauruses, there's just no denying it. Romance and love is in the air. I see that in this month of November, you're going to be taking a lot of time and attention and focusing on detail. I'm also getting that some of you are going to be paying attention to your appearance, like, giving a lot of thought about how you look and how you're presenting yourself. You've gone through like a cycle of really strong growth and development. And so it's looking to me like for some of you, everything is really falling into place. Like you've been through a tough, maybe even as long as a 7-year cycle. And that really comes to a close between now and December 25th. And that everything is like turning over and blooming new for you. Like you're starting on like a whole new cycle. This is going to last another 7 years, maybe 7 to 8 years, where then there will be a new cycle. For those of you that aren't interested in marriage, because I get that there's some of you out there that are thinking about changing your living situation where you're going to be living with somebody, but like it's an arrangement to live together. I don't really feel in that circumstance you're really attached to each other, because I get there's a lot of flowing freely, like you can come and go as you want. So I don't know if this is a roommate. I'm unclear what that is. And for some of you, I feel that you are going to be putting plans together with an architect and building a house from the ground up. And I feel the construction on that home would actually start in March. So I feel like the planning and development stages are happening now, or getting ready to start happening, where you're looking at blueprints and plans. I feel like breaking ground is March. And I feel like this Thanksgiving, you're going to really be feeling like you have a lot to be thankful for, and that your life is getting like a breath of fresh air into it, and things are starting new for you. I feel you're going to be feeling really hopeful now, and wondering how things are really going to turn out, or how they got so good finally, after this long dry spell of almost like feeling like you can't deal with what's going on. I feel like you're passing out of that. You also have a lot of communications that really open up and are highlighted. If you've been a Taurus that's been, more quiet and secluded in the past, several months or a year, I feel like you're coming out of that, because it depends on which Taurus you are, but I see communications abounding here, talking to many people through business connections, friendship connections, romance connections. It just feels like so many things are going to start percolating in your life. I really feel like for many of you Tauruses, you're really starting to come to a pinnacle where any struggling you've gone through, you're getting ready to, or starting to really reap the benefits and rewards of, like the fruits of your labors are finally paying off, especially the month of December. That's when I feel like you really start everything new. I really feel like you had a pretty positive reading here with these cards in this rainbow arc. So the final card for you, Taurus, is from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck. You got the Angel of Abundance. How appropriate with all this financial stuff I see going on. So it says a steady flow of abundance is about to manifest. How apropos for what the guides had to say. So let me see what I hear for you off of this card. You've now finally made it to the top. For many of you, you're going to come into more money than you ever had, starting now, especially going into 2015. You can be gentle with yourself now and forgive yourself for any mistakes that you feel that you've made. You've got a lot riding on this, on what's coming up right now, so be careful to take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Be deliberate with your actions and don't rush ahead with anything. It's like they're saying you've crossed the barrier and now you're going to have rewards. This energy, you've got high energy around you. It's going to start now and go forward into next year. You've got a time frame of 2 to 5 years of high financial abundance and success. But it's like the cycle of 7 years total, including other happiness in there. They want you to release yourself from your fears and to let yourself go and be free. So, Taurus, I hope this reading was of some help to you for this November 2014. I want to say thank you for watching, sharing, liking, and subscribing to my videos. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the private readings you've scheduled with me. It's been a real pleasure to do the readings for you. For any of you that would like a private reading with me, you can go to my order page, which the link to my website is posted below. On my order page, there's an online scheduling calendar. It is scheduling into March and April now. I'm sorry, I know that's a long wait. And then you would go back to the order page and make your payment on PayPal to secure your appointment time and schedule. And I will call you for the reading unless you live outside the United States. For those of you outside the US, we would do the readings on Skype, or you would call me at the time of your reading. So thank you, Taurus. I hope you have a great rest of your month of November and a very happy Thanksgiving. I wish you many blessings and peace.